All right, let's get right into it. When you build a machine learning model, what's the first thing you probably look at? Accuracy, right? It's simple, it's a single number, and it feels, well, accurate. But what if I told you that number could be lying to you? Today, we're going to look past that simple score to uncover the real story your model is trying to tell.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. 99% accuracy? That sounds amazing. How could that possibly be a bad thing? I mean, if a model is right 99 times out of 100, that's got to be a home run, doesn't it?
Well, here's the thing. It all comes down to context. Let's cook up a high-stakes scenario. Imagine we're building a model to detect a very rare but very serious disease. In our population of 1,000 people, only 10 are actually sick. This is a classic example of what we call an imbalanced dataset. Now, this is where things get a little weird. It's actually shockingly easy to get that high accuracy score. A really lazy and frankly totally useless model could just predict that every single person is healthy. Think about that for a second. It would be correct for all 990 healthy people and only wrong for the 10 who are sick. That's 990 correct predictions out of 1,000.
And there it is. That's the heart of the problem. Our model boasts 99% accuracy, which looks great on paper, but it completely fails at its one and only job: finding the people who need help. It has identified exactly 0 sick patients. So, yeah, accuracy alone can be incredibly deceptive, especially when one group is way smaller than the other.
Okay, so if accuracy isn't telling us the whole truth, then what does? We obviously need a better tool, something that gives us a much more honest look at how our model is actually performing. Exactly. We need to break things down. And the best tool for the job is something called the confusion matrix. Now, I know, it sounds a bit complicated, but it's really just a simple table that shows you the 4 possible outcomes for any prediction your model makes.
So this matrix organizes everything into 4 neat boxes. First, you've got your true positives. These are the slam dunks, with a model correctly predicted yes. Then you have true negatives, also great. The model correctly predicted no. But the interesting stuff happens in the errors. A false positive is a false alarm. The model cried wolf. And a false negative, well, that's a miss. The model predicted no when it should have been yes. In our disease example, this is the worst possible mistake you can make, telling a sick person they're healthy.
Now, the magic is that from this simple little matrix, we can calculate 2 much more powerful metrics. Think of them like 2 sides of the same coin, each telling a different but absolutely vital part of the story. They're called precision and recall.
Let's start with precision. This metric answers a really simple question. When my model says yes, how often can I trust it? It's the number of true positives divided by all the times the model predicted positive. You can think of it as a measure of quality or exactness.
Then you have recall. This asks a totally different question. Of all the people who are actually sick, how many did my model manage to find? It's the number of true positives divided by all the actual positive cases out there. Think of this as a measure of completeness or how sensitive your model is.
So, which one is more important, precision or recall? Well, the answer is, it depends entirely on what you're trying to do. If you're building a spam filter, you want super high precision. You'd rather one spam email slip into your inbox than have an important job offer go to your spam folder, right? But for our disease model, we need high recall. The cost of missing a sick person, a false negative, is just too high. We want to find every single sick person, even if it means we get a few false alarms.
So this feels like a constant trade-off, right? We want to find everyone who's sick, but we can't just scare everyone with tons of false alarms. How do we find that sweet spot? Is there, like, a single score that can tell us if we're getting the best of both worlds?
You bet there is. And that brings us to our grand finale metric, and maybe the most useful one for situations like this: the F1 score. It is designed specifically to find that perfect balance between precision and recall.
The F1 score uses something called a harmonic mean. Now, don't let the name scare you. The important thing to know is that unlike a simple average, a harmonic mean gets punished hard by low scores. And that's its superpower. It means a model can't cheat by having perfect precision but terrible recall. To get a high F1 score, a model has to do well on both metrics. There's no hiding.
So let's do a quick recap. First and foremost, accuracy can be a trap, especially with imbalanced data. To see what's really going on, you've got to use the confusion matrix. From there, we get precision, which tells you how trustworthy your yes predictions are, and recall, which tells you how many of the real yeses you actually caught. And finally, when you need to balance both, the F1 score is your best friend. So the next time you're looking at a model's performance, don't just stop at accuracy. Dig a little deeper. Ask yourself what really matters for your problem. Because your model is telling you a story, and you just have to make sure you're listening to the right part of it.
Hey, if this helped you out, you can help other people move beyond simple accuracy by hitting that like button and sharing. And for more deep dives like this, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.